bottom right-hand corner of Cosmic Sapphire, it's the Red Zerg player playing from Finland. And for ENCE Esports, this is Serral.
That was perfect. Right, it's like a dog in the background chewing on one of his trophies. In the top left side, a blue Protoss. Fighting for System Gaming, it is MAXPAX. It's like, yeah, use that one as the dog's chewing toy. I lost this chewing toy, so I just decided to give him a trophy instead.
For like a brief moment, I thought you were like, I could hear a dog in the background. I'm like, I have a dog in the background. What's happening? So I got nervous, but no, the good news is everything is okay.
Yes,
it was a fake story. The dog is real, but it was a fake story. That's my favorite part.
It was a fake dog in Serral's story, though, I guess, right?
That is true.
Unless if he has a dog.
It's hard to determine.
Apparently Bjorn has a dog as well. I never knew Bjorn had a dog.
Wait, pro gamers have time for pets?
Apparently.
It just sounds like something that would cut into, you know, valuable, like, gaming time.
Perhaps.
Perhaps next you're going to tell me that pro gamers, like, work out and, like, push themselves physically as well.
Maybe it's like an emotional support animal type of thing, you know? That type of arrangement.
Yeah.
They just bring in the dog for Bjorn when he's gaming, and then when he's done with the tournament, the dog gets picked up by the owner again.
Bjorn, we heard you talk about how your wrists were hurting yourself today. Here's a chihuahua to hold.
Exactly. Oh, man. All right. Okay. Serral and MAXPAX. This Overlord, it's approaching the Protoss. First contact between the two races, other than, I guess, all the stuff. Has anything else gone across? I don't think so. I mean, that natural base is looking fine in its own natural place, so... yeah. No other tracks in that fog of war. Nothing has gone across the map just quite yet. As a Stargate will be the first bit of interesting tech available here for MAXPAX. As... Yeah,
I don't know. This is going to be interesting to see how things shape up. I mean, his first series did go pretty well, and I think just in general, like, MAXPAX brings a pretty strong PvZ arsenal to the table. I mean, we saw him do very well against Raynor, and Serral should be a very similar caliber player. But it's a matter of whether or not the same types of tricks will work on the same group of people in the same tournament. He's going to open up right now with a hero style. I mean, we're going to go for Void Rays to begin with. Yeah. Already. Like, the bag of tricks is deep here for MAXPAX. You gotta respect that hustle.
I mean, if he's already seeing Hero as well in such a position, right, where he's like, okay, Hero's gotta either trick Serral and try to avoid that equal game, because, you know, it's Serral. He might feel like he himself is in a similar situation, right? So, Overlord's killing Void Ray first. It's a nice way to make Serral go more in the dark here. And it's a nice way to kind of be safe as well, just in case if there is some sort of a Nidus network plan hatching, you know, you're a bit more likely to be able to have something to say about it.
I mean, he's not going to slouch on his economy, for sure. He's getting that third Nexus at a rather early time. Not too early, but definitely not in the same vein as he might if he were going to try and go for something a bit more aggressive. Not going for anything particularly cheeky, no glaives this time around. So gonna play a little bit more standard opening here. Oh, okay, there it goes. There's two Stargates now. So we're gonna see three Nexus Stargate play. I mean, that's particularly interesting.
Yeah. I wonder if he's gonna try to go for the Tempest again. He tried to go against Raynor, you know, into those Tempests rather quickly, but no Fleet Beacon just quite yet. Might just be a little bit of an in-between strat here to get himself there as well. It's gonna go for Phoenix for the first unit, so most likely we'll just see a big flock of Phoenix here trying to be assembled, hid away in a corner, and then they'll come out in flocks and droves ready to eliminate anything in the sky as well as the queens. if they stay hidden long enough, you know, and Serral doesn't catch wind of this.
Oh, I mean, Rotterdam somewhere is just like squealing with joy here. It's going to be 3 Stargate production of Phoenix. There's +1 as well. I mean, this could very easily devolve into carriers. I wouldn't be surprised to see that happen, but a giant Phoenix flock to begin with, I mean, could be really an impactful way to navigate to that late game.
Yeah, a big deal about this Phoenix play, right, is that you are getting those air weapons quite early on, and the carrier is the best unit for weapon upgrades. I don't believe there's any other unit that benefits as much as the carrier. So, yeah, if he just keeps that going, there's no fleet beacon yet, but I mean, if he has plans for +2 as well, I mean, that is gotta be in the cards there, right? Moving in with the first initial couple of Phoenixes here. It looks like he's going to try to start the murder rampage across the map. The Spire, not even halfway done yet, so we're quite a bit off for him. A real response here for Serral. He's just going to have to try and do the best he can with the queens that he has. A lot of drones already going down, though.
Yeah, 7 in total. Did we lose any Phoenix? I didn't see any major explosions happen on the map. So if he's getting 7 workers for no Phoenix trade, like, that's incredibly good. But now going to be able to pounce on top of the queens. When they're in lower numbers, they are going to be very easy to pick off. And even just getting 2 or 3 of those queens can really start to whittle away at Serral's ability to hold back on this. And now we see the fleet beacon come out as well. Oh, carriers are going to be on the menu here. +2 air weapons probably short behind as well.
Yeah, man, this Spire needs to get done. There's a lot of gas in the bank for Serral there. He's waiting to spend for what I'm actually is going to be Corruptors here or something. Yeah, like, going Utilisk now would be hilarious, for sure, but not the right choice. Phoenix range also coming in.
Look at that efficiency. He has lost a Nexus, but 3 probes and 2 Adepts, and that's it.
That's all, yeah. And to be fair, this is just the best of 3, right? So winning a game like this off of the back of a surprise ginormous fleet of Phoenix, it's gonna be big, man. You're just 1 game away from winning afterwards.
Oh my gosh, this is a growing Phoenix fleet here. 19 in total. There are Corruptors, but like, look at how well these Phoenix are going to be able to trade with that. Now, the transfuses are going to be very, very useful here, but catching even one of those Corruptors out of position is so impactful here. I think the Corruptors will finally start getting a little bit of actual damage put into play, especially with that Queen transfuse support. But again, every time a Corruptor shows up unsupported and out of place, it's immediately going to get picked off here, and that's a lot of money that Serral is just throwing away at random units.
Yeah, this really does not seem like the proper way to try and deal with this. I mean, Serral is trying to... Well, he's starting to get there, right? The Phoenix actually are starting to kind of wither away right now. But the fleet beacon behind this has been completed as well. +2 air weapons is coming in. Mostly just Phoenix production, however. So that is interesting. I suppose you can't really go into the carriers from this point onwards, can you? Maybe adding in some Void Rays wouldn't be the worst idea. The Prismatic Alignment's quite effective against those Corruptors. But yeah, so far we're just seeing more Phoenix, and well, I'm wondering if that's gonna lead him to ultimate victory, or is Serral's unit composition here with the Corruptors eventually just gonna be strong enough, and of course the supposed direct counter here.
Yeah, I feel like it's not even the fact that it's going to be too necessarily strong. It's just not going to trade out effectively enough for MAXPAX. Serral needs significantly less Corruptors to connect with a Phoenix comparatively to one-shot versus the Phoenix needed to one-shot a Corruptor. So yeah, it's just very sturdy. The addition of the Void Ray, though, is kind of helpful here. That is going to deal a little bit better damage. But yeah, the moment that the Void Ray gets bullied away, now suddenly it's just going to be too much, and the Corruptors will just take it down. So now we see the carrier production starting. Grabbing the gold base is Serral in the bottom left-hand corner. That's a great place to be. And now preventing this base as well. Things are starting to stabilize here for Serral. MAXPAX is going to lose the war of attrition here if he keeps this up.
Yeah, he desperately needs something here indeed to try and stop these Zerglings from taking down his expansions he's trying to set up. Having a Templar Archives is going to help out, right? He's going to be able to perhaps get some Archons, even just that. Definitely will help out quite a bit against those Corruptors as well, if the fight ever gets to it. Definitely units you just need to have in your arsenal here. And he's still getting them. He's still on a fair amount of bases. Serral is expanding at a bit of an alarming rate. And that does worry me. For MAXPAX overall.
Man, I feel like Serral's got a good grip on those expansions, though.
Yeah.
As long as MAXPAX isn't able to drop down his static defense, like the shield batteries and the cannons, he's not going to be able to really secure those bases. And they're just far enough out that Serral can pick away at them. It's not enough ground forces to really secure this. I mean, look at what he has on the ground. He's got 10 Zealots and 4 Stalkers. That's it. Even against a smaller force, like take half of the Roaches that he's got, 12 Roaches with Lings, I mean, could easily wipe that out and equalize the pressure on the ground.
Is he going to go for some sort of a corrosive bile onto a building here? He's looking for opportunities. Can't quite find them just yet. The Archon here might get picked off. That's quite nice for Serral. MAXPAX, yeah, needs to respond to this. Just doesn't look like he has enough. Again, this 5th base is gonna have to get cancelled. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And Serral looking like he might press the issue even further here. As he is maxed out on supply, he's willing to trade some units. But at the same time, it looks like he's pretty satisfied with what he's already accomplished as well. Alright, yeah, backing up. Getting all those upgrades. Adrenal glands. Failing speed. Vipers, a big addition as well into this clump. Definitely need those, you know, since the carrier numbers have been growing quite significantly. And to be fair, I mean, the carriers are gonna have +3 air weapons very soon. That is a big deal, because the air upgrades for Serral here, he's only got himself the +1 armor.
True, and those interceptors are going to be able to attack rather quickly. If we look at the units lost tab, it's almost evened up here. 11 more workers have gone down for MAXPAX. This is a scary moment here. Looks like MAXPAX is going to push forward here. He's decided this is his opportunity to strike. He's got a really nice army composition here. Does Serral have enough to deal damage with this? Plenty of Phoenix here trying to deal with those Corruptors, at least soften them up for the Interceptors that can do a bulk more of the damage. But Queens are going to provide enough coverage here right now with those transfuses to keep those units alive, and MAXPAX has to back up. I worry the longer he waits, the more opportunities that Serral is going to be able to increase his upgrade count. He's going to be able to recycle the units that he has and get stuff that's going to be a bit more suited for the army composition of MAXPAX. I think the Phoenix are slowly starting to wear out their welcome, and MAXPAX, reading that might be the case, uses the opportunity to go sack into the gold mineral base, grabbing 12 workers, and now trying to trade them out as efficiently as possible. That just makes room for more Archons, more carriers.
Yeah, it will be a more terrifying army this way, that's for sure. Serral, I mean, he is working his way into a very scary army composition as well, with those Vipers and the Corruptors. Nice couple of parasitic bombs might be able to just mitigate the amount that those Interceptors can do overall. It's just one of those spells that, you know, it doesn't matter how many Interceptors are there. If it goes off successfully, those Interceptors will go down. You know what? MAXPAX doing a good job so far with those Archons, zoning away the Corruptors. He's trying his best as the Parasitic Bomb, as the Corruptors try to fly in, the Interceptors in the mix. And wow, this is looking like a good fight there for MAXPAX. He's cracking the armor. Remax for Serral is not in the cards right now. 17 Corruptors on the production tab, but he's not anywhere near maxed out. MAXPAX, however, he's still going strong with that army. He's going to be able to kill 1 base, maybe 2. Probably 3, maybe? Oh,
I mean, this is a ton of damage here. What a great engagement. I mean, those Archons got a ton of splash damage onto those Corruptors. The Corruptors just group up so nicely for the Protoss player to engage on top of. And even though there are reinforcing Corruptors at this point, it's just not enough to be able to push in and push this army all the way back. He is getting Ultralisk upgrades, but right now he's losing the war on like just keeping himself alive in this game. Now this is starting to become a better situation. I'm wondering if MAXPAX should try and recall here. He is going to lose all of these units if he doesn't, but it doesn't matter.
Oh.
He's done too much. MAXPAX is one game up in this series. Very well played.
Needs to be on his tippy toes. Careful about every little thing that MAXPAX does, because he's got a bag of tricks and he's not afraid to use them. Right, there is that probe again across the map. Already a bit of a different start, of course, from that game number 1. Just kind of interrupting mining here and there. Nothing to worry about. Just frustration building, though, perhaps.
It's always it's the little things that add up into bigger things, right?
Yep.
Just to pick away at all of the information that you can get on top of the facts, like, ah, man, why I gotta constantly deal with this guy? Now all of a sudden you're making decisions you might not, and suddenly you've got units across the map, and I've misread everything. But Serral's not the kind that's just going to easily tilt over something as trivial as that. At least I would like to believe so.
Nah,
So
he can
it'll be
bounce
interesting
back.
to see what happens here in game 2, though.
We all know he can bounce back. He's done it before. He's done it so many times, it's ridiculous. Alright, he just needs to play his game. And the same as MAXPAX, actually, in fact, right? And, well, the better player in this on this day, in this best of 3, will come out on top.
Okay, it's Twilight Council this time
Yeah.
around. Are we going to get Glaives? Is MAXPAX
Well.
going to follow up this incredibly interesting Sky Toss build with just resonating Glaives in game 2? That could be wild.
Maybe. It could be. It definitely could be. Trying to think about what else it could be. I mean, you know, there's still Dark Templar, Blink, maybe.
No,
Charge.
you don't go DTs against Serral, right?
No, but I feel the same
No, that
about the
doesn't
Depth
seem
Glaive, right? No? Is that not...
Yeah, I mean, I'm sitting here like thinking that would not be the right choice. I mean, it is going to be resonating Glaives. Like that would be, I think, the boldest plays to try and do DTs against Serral. That just seems like something that would not work in most scenarios. But I mean, it's the right setup, right? I mean, we push the Zerg player out to their third base as their natural expand. Now you have less creep in between the bases.
Yep.
It's the right formula is there. It's just a matter of whether or not Serral's going to fall victim to something like that.
Oh my.
It's not impossible, but I definitely think it's a bit of a gamble.
Definitely would be. It definitely would be. But you know what? He's committing to it, isn't he? That's a lot of gateways being added in. And as well as a Robo looking to make that War Prism, I imagine. Roach Warren is being produced here by Serral, so he is getting a safety net in a way, but the drone production may have to be halted here momentarily. If we see a big stack of drones here coming up, I highly doubt it, because he just sees the depths coming across. So yeah, there we go. Circling production. Okay. Okay, in theory, I think Serral should be okay right now. But then again, you know, those adepts there, that quick little buggers. They can get right between your teeth and your gears where you don't really expect him. And he's just walking around all day, right? And then only way later, after all your meetings and important business things to do, you realize you've had these adepts stuck in your teeth all day. And, well, you look ridiculous at that point, don't you?
Yeah, just an absolute embarrassing show, honestly. So at what point, I think the question is at what point do you try and transition out of this for MAXPAX? Because I think Serral is going to be ready to respond to this appropriately. Already starting to pick off some of these adepts. I think that's a great start. It's a matter of whether or not he can continue doing that. But the more roaches that he adds to his composition, the better position he's going to be. But right now, Serral has really good vision on both of those bases. We'll have to see if MAXPAX needs to try and transition at this point. 7 workers so far, 8. If he gets into double digits, I mean, that can be a very concerning position for Serral to try and play from here, and he's already at that position. 13 in total, and still climbing. And meanwhile, MAXPAX, more warp-ins, more damage.
Yeah, this is an incredibly committed attack from MAXPAX, of course. Behind this, there really isn't that much, but the damage that he is doing is definitely going to afford him the possibility of transitioning into something else. Serral desperate to try and get his drones back to a regular state, producing mostly drones right now, but there's more adepts coming in, and he needs to find a way to stabilize it as quickly as possible. 25 drones, 26. Oh, it just doesn't end, Rushi.
Oh, this is going to be like, I think the game number 1, if MAXPAX closes this out, is just going to be Serral and Raynor talking in the opening onsets about how they got Glaive Adept by MAXPAX. It happened to both of them, but 32 workers in total. This is very good play from the Protoss player. Serral's not happy. Look at him. He is upset, and honestly, he
laughing.
should be. This is not something that he should have lost to. But he sees it. He's got to respect MAXPAX for making it happen. He's up 47 to 25 workers. He's got a sizable opportunity to increase the lead. Like, MAXPAX is about to get out of this group 4-0.
My God, that's yeah, no, he's got to be feeling a certain way right now. This is just absolute silliness. MAXPAX with more Wild Prisms, more adapts actually coming in. Look at that trade of, well, it's not incredibly efficient, but I mean, it's 33 drones. that is good
I was gonna say, at the point where it's 30 plus drones, I don't know that it needs to be efficient.
Nope. The other numbers don't matter that much anymore. I know I like to throw about numbers a bunch, Rushi, but man, those numbers, they are important sometimes.
Oh, it's true. It's true. And he's going to try and dive back in. I mean, that's going to pin Serral back in his base. Gravitic Drive is about to finish up here, and now it's going to move into, going from Glaive Adept into the Disruptor drops. That's brutal. That's going to make things challenging here. MAXPAX does secure, look at that advantage. It's not going to last very long, but almost a 2,000 income advantage for MAXPAX.
Yep.
It's pretty good.
Solid stuff right there. I mean, the drones have been trying to replenish, and MAXPAX is moving out on the map with not that much. He's got to be careful not to overcommit to some sort of an attack here, but I mean, if he oh, okay, well, he's got disruptors there. This should work, right? This should work. Will it work? Does Serral still have enough? That's quite a few roaches. He's spreading out, trying to avoid disruptor death. Okay.
Oh, yeah, very good splits there by the units on the right-hand side. There's going to be additional Stalker warp-ins at this point. Blink is not quite done, so he has to be careful. He cannot overstay his welcome here. That's too many Stalkers to just throw away to these units that now have a slightly better concave position, but that just sets up these Disruptors for more Disruptor shots to land. A few more drones have been picked off as well. Not that many, but still enough to be considered at this point. MAXPAX just trying to buy some time for additional warp-ins, more Blink opportunity, as Blink should be reaching completion here very, very soon. And MAXPAX doesn't want to give up the pressure. He's going to keep it on.
And if Serral wins this, right? I mean, whoa. Jeez, man. He's holding on. He's fighting for dear life. He's behind on the workers overall, but I mean, he's fighting on home turf in conditions as good as he could hope for, I guess. He's just got to avoid the disruptors over and over again. Just barely managing to pick it off right there before he loses 4 of these roaches. And look at that. He pushes him back again.
Yeah, the disruptors really have not connected here. That has been the unfortunate reality for MAXPAX here. He's made so much happen in the early onsets of the game, and just even a couple of really good disruptor shots connecting would seal this game away, especially now that he has Blink. And one of the disruptors dead at this point, so he's got to rebuild it back at home. That's going to take time to get back across the map, but he has been able to get his economy back up in shape. He's got 67 probes once again, 119 to 105. Serral is just hanging on by a thread, and it's taking every ounce of micro he's got to make it happen.
It's really the case, yeah. And behind this, MAXPAX, right, he's got that 4th base coming. He's still working on upgrades. He's just kind of going at a casual pace as he's just forcing Serral to trade with him. He's like, you're in a bad position, Serral. Well, I'm not going to let you have a moment's rest. All of your larvae are going to become roaches, ravagers, and zerglings, whatever you need. You're not gonna get in a comfortable position again this match. And, well, he's doing a fine job with it so far, MAXPAX is.
Well, he's got his 4th base. I mean, I think this is slow death screen animation here for Serral. MAXPAX is being able to capitalize behind this on his own right. It's going to be able to step forward here and make some other things happen as the Warp Prism is going to continue providing additional reinforcements. It's 28 Stalkers and growing at this point. Still only 1 Disruptor, but I feel like that's all it needs to be. Serral hasn't even had any opportunity to get upgrades. He's only just now started +1 melee. These Roaches and Ravagers don't have nearly the amount of bite that they could, but that's been largely in part because of MAXPAX's unrelenting pressure in this game at number 2. You gotta hand it to the Protoss player.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really cool how he's approaching this kind of situation here, right? Like, he's not overcommitting at all. He's just here. He's just forcing Serral to commit to this situation, and it's just not letting up. He's ahead on economy. MAXPAX is behind this, and it's only grown because he's just not allowed Serral 1 inch. He's still there. He's still like, all right, well, did you make roaches? Yes? Okay, you may live for another moment.
Even the Ling run by is trying to get some damage done on the opposite side of the map, not finding the damage. That Disruptor went the wrong direction. I'm not sure what happened there. 3rd Disruptor coming up from the backside here. Serral has to constantly pre-split against these units, and that's creating so much additional work for Serral on this defense. Keeping those disruptors alive has been something that MAXPAX has been able to accomplish here. And now, finally, this might be able to be pushed back, but once again, off creep, not able to get the connections that they need. And MAXPAX just continues to push the pressure on 180 to 140 Kozan. That's usually a army or a supply split that we see going the opposite direction. Yeah. Oh, that's a huge disruptor shot, finally landing on top of those Ravagers. That's going to be enough to do it. MAXPAX gets out of the group in 1st place, 4-0 over the 2 best Zergs in Europe. Absolutely brilliant.